But AJ and I talked about this last week, and Anthony Lynn told the media that he told his team that, you know what, boys, there's no playoffs for us probably this year, and I just said, like, isn't a coach's job to paint a picture of hope, and somehow to keep guys going, because playoffs doesn't mean just more football, it means more money, okay? It means more opportunity for a lot of people. Like, playoffs is what we're in this whole thing for, trying to get to the dance. If you still have a chance to be in it, a coach just going up the room and being like, well, boys, let's be real, okay?
Wait, so they're mathematically still in it?
Today they are mathematically eliminated. When he said this, they were not. At the time, they were not exactly. So I'm happy you had that same reaction, because is that not something that the coach? I almost knew the Chargers were going to lose by 1,000 almost as soon as I heard that their head coach told their team, like, yeah, we got no chance this year, boys. Even though they did, we have no chance this year. That's crazy, because normally the noise comes from outside the locker room, not inside the locker room. That was weird.
Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard of that, because I've been on teams where it was the longest shot in hell that we actually make the playoffs, but you kept out, hey, if this team loses and that team and then this team, and like you got to keep hope alive. And even once you are mathematically eliminated, you just keep it real with the team. Like, hey, we're all basically playing for our jobs, coaching for our jobs. So even though we're not going to the playoffs, it's still something to fight and play for as a professional. And that's your job at the end of the day anyway. But that's crazy for a coach to get up in front of his team and tell them, like, yeah, we're not going to playoffs this year while not being mathematically eliminated. That's some wild shit.
He's still got his job, I think, as of right now. He was asked yesterday whether or not he thinks he'll have his job. He said, I expect I will. In my head, while you were talking about that, I just started, in my head, I've said this twice now today, and I probably would be friends with this guy, so I've never met him, so I kind of feel bad saying it. But Anthony Lynn telling his team last week that they had no chance of making the playoffs when they still had a chance to make the playoffs, that makes me question every other thing that he does. If you're a player, you got to be like, what the fuck is this guy?
He doesn't talk to the team before the game. Anthony Lynn doesn't talk to the team before there's some head coaches that don't talk to the team before the game. Not talking to the team, hey, fellas, let's go. Here's our reminders. We got to start fast. We're going to do this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm not talking about Newt Rockney bullshit. I'm talking about talk to the team. Tell them what they got to do. He doesn't talk to the team. I mean, the bad coaches. Walsh told me this in 1984. 1984, he said, there's just a bunch of guys that are well-paid gym teachers working in the league. And what he meant by that, guys that just roll the ball out and say, let's play kickball today, as opposed to being tactical with your approach. And that's why there's really, when you look at the league, you're only competing against 8 or 9 teams, really, at the end of the day.